There are keywords such as residential, commercial, industrial categories, agriculture, transport. Conversely, 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. Another interesting point is energy consumption by sector, blue color, black color, square picture. Something of this which do not have life. A software is intelligent, man. Hey everybody, Nakul here from SKILLS PTE Academic. Really hope everybody is doing fantastic. I'm back with yet another super awesome pop-packed video on the biggest changes you need to know in 2025. Well, before we get into the video, if not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button. Anytime you need online assistance, it's a paid assistance. You can check the information in the description of this video. We've left a WhatsApp link. You can click on the link, send us a message. We will do the needful. Also to tell you, recently we released our third official ebook as well. First was PTE speaking cheat code, then came PTE reading cheat code, and the third one is a match-winning approach to PTE. The links for all the three ebooks are in the description. You can click on the link, buy it as a combo, and avail some discount as well. Alright, without any further delay, let's straight away get right into the video. Remember, in 2025, there are a lot of changes. We've been witnessing different kinds of results from the students. Student gets 90 speaking in the month of November, and in the month of March gets 56 speaking. We've seen these instances multiple times. Writing is 90 in the month of November 2024 or December 2024. February 2025, 62 writing. So why is this change in the scores? Are there any changes at the back end of the software? If there are changes, what are those? How do we understand them, adapt to those so that our marks will not come down is what I'm gonna talk about throughout this video. The very first change is templates being banned for describe image and retell lecture. How authentic is this? 100% authentic. We've seen instances using templates, meaning actual templates, meaning they're not speaking anything by using their brain. They see an image and they just speak some generic answer. You do that, your marks will go down. This is pretty much tested. A lot of students have done this because they're afraid of using a new template, learning it. As a result, they resorted to the old describe image templates, and the marks have come down. Though describe image contributes hardly some 8 to 10 marks, but they've lost more than 10 marks from describe image because they've resorted to older templates. The same goes with retell lecture. Anything which is very lengthy cannot be used. The lecture gives the important key points and relevant information about blah, 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 blah. You cannot use them. Remember, you got to use shorter templates, meaning linking words or some words that can help you get a flow. Firstly, the speaker talked about, the image is about something. These kind of words you can use in retell lecture and describe image, but a predefined template or so-called templated responses are 100% not valid. Trusted, you use them, marks will go down. Remember this. So for describe image, you can definitely use this template. The image provided is a bar graph, line graph that gives information about some topic name you got to read. For bar graph, line graph, there is x-axis, y-axis. That going to be description of the image. You can say the x-axis or y-axis talks about blah 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 blah. The y-axis talks about blah 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 blah. Now bring into three main key content from the image. Main details, 3 sentences you speak, you get marks, and you cannot use a complete templated responses when speaking this. It is evident that conversely, another interesting point is these are not the template, these are linking words that help you get that coherence, cohesion, the flow. 100% you can use them, and then you conclude it. Overall or in conclusion, the image illustrates. This is not exactly a template, this is a structure. Can I use them? Definitely yes. On the other hand, you go with complete templated responses like my previous template or anyone's template which do not let you speak something on your own. Everything template cars. You just have to speak the template. Put 1 or 2 words here and there. Don't even dream about it. People have lost the marks. 100% tested. You don't get scores. Not just that, for retell lecture, you can use something like this. A shortened version of my previous template. The lecture discusses in the beginning, the speaker explained. Later, the speaker said. Here the speaker also mentioned. In conclusion, the lecture effectively summarized. When you listen to a lecture, you're bound to use the word lecture, speaker. Speaker also said, later the speaker mentioned. These are all not the templates. These are just structure. 100% you can use them, but when you use them rightly. Put some phrases, sentences, not one or two keywords. That's gonna be the next big change that I'm gonna talk about very shortly. Now let's see a small demonstration for a simple bar graph on how to speak using this template. If this is the bar graph, let me show you how you can speak this bar graph using this template. The image provided is a bar graph that gives information about energy consumption by sector. While x-axis talks about different energy sectors such as residential, commercial, transport, etc., y-axis talks about the energy consumption in MW. It is evident that energy consumption for commercial sector is the highest with a value of over 800 MW. Conversely, the transport sector has very least energy consumption with a value of close to 50. Another interesting point is residential, industrial categories and agriculture comes almost second, third and the fourth in the list with a value ranging from 600 to 750. Overall, this image illustrates energy consumption by sector across different sectors. You just have to speak. When you speak, don't worry too much about the content. Definitely, yes, you got to speak from the image. But even if you misinterpret by mistake, it should be still fine. But if you focus too much on the content, your fluency will drop down. Use the template. Any template or this template that makes you speak some 3 to 4 sentences on your own. And when you speak, don't be bothered too much about the content. Definitely you got to speak from the image. You cannot have a templated responses. You cannot just have keywords. You got to expand the keywords using some sentences or the phrases. Remember this first very big change of 2025. The second big change is with respect to PTE writing, essay writing for PTE Academic. Remember, the content becomes more important than ever. This was not the case last year. You write little relevant to the question, you get full scores. But now it is not the case. You need to write definitely very much relevant to the question. Let's say this is the question. In many countries, people are living longer than ever. And a person reads just this and starts writing about why people live longer. If people have to live longer even further, what they need to do. You start writing this way in 2024. You would have still seen 90 writing, but not anymore. You got to read the question, understand what is asked. The first sentence is not the question. The first sentence is topic statement. Read the second sentence. What are the advantages and disadvantages of aging population? Second paragraph, you're going to talk about advantages. Third paragraph, you're going to talk about disadvantages of aging population. If you don't address it, no marks for it. For instance, here, second paragraph, one of the significant contributors to longevity is healthy diet. If you want to live longer, you need to have healthy diet. That is not the question. If you live longer, what is the advantage? What is the disadvantage? This is what you need to write, and if you don't address that, trust me, out of 15 marks, let's say from one essay question, you're going to end up getting 0 or 1 or 2 marks, not more than that. We've seen students getting very low scores in writing, and upon examining the question and the answer written by a student, we got to know that question was different, answer written is something else. Be very careful. This is also one of the biggest changes happened in 2025. The software is becoming more smarter. AI is understanding things much better than before. You gotta write very much relevant to the question. Similar to IELTS exam here as well. Content, you need to write very much relevant to the question. The third big change is again with respect to essay writing. Content becomes important. Definitely, yes, that is what the second change is. But the third change is you gotta address every subpart of the question. Let's say this is the question. In many countries, people are living longer than ever before. Why do you think so? Why do you think so has to be answered in second paragraph. What can be done to improvise this further? Third paragraph, you got to talk about what can be done to improvise this further. But let's say second and the third paragraph, both of it you just wrote, why do you think so? And forgot what can be done to improvise this further. What scores do I get? Mostly it's going to be max between 0 to 2 or 3 and not more than that out of 15. We've tried and tested this as well. Many students have came back to me after writing that exam telling me that I forgot to address second part. I did not even read the second subpart of the question. Only one subpart I addressed in both the paragraphs. I think I'll get good marks, right? This is the question I get, and after a day we have seen the results. Writing alone has gone down. For some people where reading, listening and speaking is more and writing has come down because of this reason. We have identified the issue that yes, you need to address every subpart of the question, which was not the case last year. Read some keywords of the question, understand and write anything about it, you're going to get the marks. But now you have to write very much relevant. On top of this, whatever the question asks, every inch of it separately, you got to address. Remember this. The fourth big change is with respect to PTE Retell lecture and summarize spoken text. Of course, templated responses are definitely banned. Software will flag it for a human review, and human will sit there and review it and take down your scores. Definitely this has been proved. Maybe a human is not there sitting and reviewing it. Probably software alone is sufficient to do it. But definitely it will be flagged for review and you get low scores if at all you use completely templated responses. But what about keywords? Can I just use the template? The lecture discusses lion. In the beginning, the speaker explained about forest. Later, the speaker said buffalo, cow, animals. Here, the speaker also mentioned zebra crossing. In something like this, can I just put keywords and finish it off? Because it is so difficult for me to write sentences or phrases. If this is the problem you're facing in going with keywords, trust me, Retell lecture or summarized spoken text can contribute 8 to 10 marks. You may end up getting 3 to 4 marks and not more than that. If you're okay to let go of those 4 marks and still get that 17 or 65, then well and good, it's up to you. But if you believe that these 4 marks make a huge difference towards your total scores, then yes, you gotta learn note taking, write phrases, sentences, work on it. No grammatical errors, no spelling errors in the summarized spoken text. In Retell lecture, no fluency errors, 4 to 5 to 6 phrases. The more phrase you write, the more marks you get. And also you can use the same template, the Retell lecture template, to summarize spoken text, or you can use my old summarized spoken text as well. It is still giving scores, but you can use the new Retell lecture template to both summarize spoken text and Retell lecture. This is for PTE Academic. For PTE core, you don't have Retell lecture, you don't have to worry. Respond to situation, check my video, whatever I've told you, just follow that. And for PTE core, summarize spoken text, it's hardly between 20 to 30 words, so that's not a difficult or daunting task. Whatever the phrases that you've written, just write them with a small shorter template and finish it off. It's not a worry for PTE core at the moment. The worry is majorly for PTE academic students. The fifth change is with respect to, again, describe image. You got to speak more than 20 seconds. Very clearly, Pearson have announced, written in their website, that it is impossible to summarize a picture in less than 20 seconds. 15 seconds, 16 seconds, 17 seconds. How is it possible? This is what they've done. And are they checking this? Definitely yes. We have seen students telling me that they couldn't speak more than 15-16 seconds and their speaking scores have drastically gone down. So we have proof of this, otherwise I wouldn't have told you. Speak at least 25 seconds minimum, maximum 30-35 seconds. 25 to 32 seconds is ideal, and when you speak, don't fumble. Alright, so that's the only thing that matters, and grammatically it's not going to evaluate you. Even if you have made some grammatical errors while speaking, it's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. But speak for more than 20 seconds. 25 to 35 seconds is an ideal one. The sixth big change in 2025 is again with respect to describe image. People who want to give the mechanical kind of responses in describe image will be targeted. The software will flag it for review and probably marks will go down. So what is this mechanical response? Meaning in your response there is no life. There is no life at all. For instance, the same question, I'll just show you what a mechanical response would look like. The image provided is a bar graph that gives information about energy consumption by sector, while x-axis talks about residential, commercial and industrial categories, y-axis talks about energy consumed. There are keywords such as residential, commercial, industrial categories, agriculture, transport. Conversely, 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. Another interesting point is energy consumption by sector, blue color, black color, square picture. Something of this which do not have life. A software is intelligent, man. You just speak like this, you put this image, do this task, put this image, upload this image rather to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to review your response. I'm going to give an audio, you listen to the audio and give me your response and tell me if it is a mechanical response or not. You just put this sentence and record using your phone and just upload it. In your phone app you can directly speak, in the laptop you can upload the file. Trust me, ChatGPT will tell you there is no life in the audio that you gave. It's very easy to do all these things. Pearson had not coded. They were little lenient, and not anymore. They're going to be really strict. They've understood what it is, what it should not be, and accordingly penalizing for the responses which are completely wrong. Mechanical responses are wrong. I'm telling you, you cannot just think this is very easy exam. I'll just use this and get marks. 100% no. From now onwards, you got to learn English. You got to learn to interpret the content from the picture and then start speaking. You cannot just speak some templated responses or responses that do not make any sense. The seventh big change is again with respect to essay templates. I'm still seeing a lot of students using templates which are very easy to use, meaning you just put some 4 or 5 keywords then and test it. The template has been made in a way that student doesn't have to worry about writing sentences on his own or on her own. Student doesn't have to use this at all. Just use the template, put some 7-8 keywords from the question, done and dusted. I don't recommend this. People have used this and marks have gone down. Even for a 65, I don't recommend this. Even for a 65 or 70 in essay writing, probably 15-20 marks is a gold mine. Out of 15-20, you got to get 15-20 if you really need 65 or 79. Isn't it? Because other modules, reading, writing, fill in the blanks, contributes 25 plus marks to writing. Listening, fill in the blank, write from dictation, contributes 50 plus marks to writing. And they are even more difficult. It's easy one, man. Pick it up. Entire gold, you take it. Here, if you're letting go some 7 to 8 marks, then 65 or 17 in whatever the desired scores that you're after, you probably may not or may find it difficult to reach there. So choose it carefully. Choose the one which allows you to write 5 or 6 sentences on your own with a mixture of simple, compound and complex sentences. It should have a structure: intro, body 1, body 2, conclusion. And body 1 and body 2, 3 sentences. And some sentences big, some sentences small. You got to have a mixture of all these things. So these are the templates that I've shown previously. Pretty much working. You don't have to worry. The second paragraph, I've added the last line. In conclusion, the aforementioned discussion constructively justifies dash. Third paragraph also, I added 2 more lines. To quote an example, recent academic study validated that. Hence, it can be said that. Rest is all the same. 6 sentences is what I'm asking you to write. 5 or 6 sentences. And you can use the second template. You can take a picture of it. This or the previous one, both are fine. Both are almost the same. Just the intro and the conclusion, the last 4th para, have a little bit modified the words. Rest all is the same. 6 sentences you got to write on your own with a mixture of simple, compound and complex. S means simple, C means compound, CX means complex. Simple sentence, no connector. It's a short sentence. Compound sentence, 2 sentences connected using a connector, is a compound sentence. Complex sentence, you can make use of subordinate conjunction, though, although, if, since, as, something of this, or using the word who, which. They're called relative clauses. They all come under the category of complex sentences. If I were to write the 6 sentences, probably I'll have 2 simple, 2 compound and 2 complex for a better score towards your writing section. The next big change is with respect to reading, writing, fill in the blanks. This is not a change as in, if you ask me, it's just a complexity level has gone up, especially in 2025. You may have heard people telling you reading, fill in the blank, reading, writing, fill in the blanks are becoming more difficult. This could be a change, meaning it's not becoming very difficult, just that the concepts involved in it are evolving. More of a grammar, more of a vocabulary kind of reading, writing, fill in the blanks questions are coming, mostly grammar part. Grammatically, if you're strong, then it becomes easy for you. If you're not, then probably you will struggle here. For instance, something like this question comes in the exam, let's say, how do you solve it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blanks are there. I'm going to add a timer of 3 minutes. Try doing it in under 3 minutes. Post 3 minutes, I'm going to come back and show you how to do it. Let's start. All right, let's understand how to do this. So this is what I was talking about. Grammar part, there are more of grammar parts these days. Some complex grammatical concepts. Throughout history, heavy rains throughout history, starting from the past. Ending in the past, we will see, or even today. If it's ending in the past, it's past tense. Starting from the past and even continuing now, it is a present perfect tense. Ate, have eaten. Getting it throughout history. Heavy rains, often rains is plural. They eat, not eats. Rains, turns is wrong. Rains, turn can come. Often turn from heavy rains. Rain is a blessing, not a miracle. This is a vocabulary based. From a blessing into a disaster, claiming countless lives. Throughout history, heavy rains often turned, past tense can fit in, but here you don't have past tense. If past tense is not there, go with present perfect tense. Present perfect tense and past tense, the only difference is both of them happen in the past. But past tense happens in the past, ends in the past. Present perfect tense happens in the past and have significance even today. The transition. Here they're talking about throughout the history, the transition. Have turned is the correct answer. You cannot use present tense. Its history is a past tense. So it's either past tense or present perfect tense. Even if turned is there, my answer would be have turned. Have turned from a blessing into a disaster, claiming countless lives. One such, if it has claimed a lot of lives, it's a dangerous event. It's a suffering. That's called tragic, not unforeseen. Unforeseen can be bad or good, you don't know. But tragic is definitely bad, isn't it? So its tragic event was 2013 floods in India, where rain is always associated with relentless, continuous. It's relentless monsoon rains triggered landslides and flash floods. End of a sentence. He went to a market. End of a sentence. Leaving his phone in the home. Leaving, not left or leave. So when it's an end of a sentence, you put a full stop. Here, monsoon rains triggered devastating landslides and flash floods. It's a full stop. If you still want to continue, use a connector. And it swept away. And you're not using, put a full stop. Full stop also you're not using, then use ing. It's called gerund now. Sweeping away entire villages and leaving over 5,000 people dead or missing. Now leaving, living, forcing, causing, ing has to come in the last blank. So the fourth blank also should ing has to come because it's a continuity. It's a continuous statement. Sweeping away entire villages and leaving, L-E-A-V-I-N-G, not living, leaving, the disaster left 5,000 people dead, leaving away over 5,000 people dead or missing. So something like these kind of things where it's not just collocation or vocabulary or context, even grammatically you need to be stronger. Otherwise you end up writing sweeps or sweep. For the first one you end up writing turn or turning, turns. Just like that you're gonna lose 2-3 marks because you're not so good in grammar. If you want to learn the grammatical concepts and each and everything, you can join our course. Each and everything we've already crafted. If you don't want to spend a lot of time, then you join our course, we're going to help you with it. The last change is with respect to reading fill in the blanks, of course. Again, the complexities have little increased is what I heard from students who have taken the exams. And all the information that I got was there are a lot of collocation based, so not easy collocations, some advanced collocations and advanced vocabulary. Because of this, people always interchange the options, always go for traps because they're not understanding what is written over there. Because vocabulary problem, collocation problem, as a result, they choose what they feel is the correct answer. Let's see a small demonstration. This is not a very easy one. Take your time. 3-minute timer on my bottom right. Post 3 minutes. I'm going to come back and show you how to solve this PTE, reading, fill in the blanks. Alright, let's understand how to solve this. It's a matter of irony and urgency that we wish each other's happy Women's Day today. This is what we already talked about, irony. Now this is ironical. This is probably an adjective has to come. This is debilitating. I don't know the meaning of debilitating. This is exuberate. I don't know the meaning of exuberate. So this is crisis. So people will come up with their own logic because a lot of difficult words out there. So in such scenario, what I can do? Well, you can try applying some strategies, some methods like bottom-up approach, elimination method, and few stuff. But if you don't know meaning of some 4 or 5 options, then nothing much you can do. All you got to do is take a novel and start reading books. Because these are not so difficult words. Debilitating means distracting. Few of the words you should know the meaning of. We'll continue. This is dash because the word face. Face what? Face a problem. No, face is in the second line, but the blank is in the third line. You face a crisis. The answer for the second blank lies in the previous sentence. Faces an unprecedented existential crisis. Second is crisis, 100% right. Termed global warming, humanity's use of fossil fuels, and its dash of humanity's use of fossil fuels, and its dash of non-human species. Now, what we're going to do to the non-human species? We're going to take care of them. We're going to construct them. Now we're going to distract them. ITS, after ITS, noun has to come. It's food, his car, his YouTube channel. It's noun has to come. And it's a disease, it's crisis, it's construction, it's distraction. So multiple things fit in. Again, you got to rely on the context, meaning the vocabulary. And it's destruction of non-human species. Now we will go to the fourth one. Meanwhile, humanity suffers. When you suffer, it's always a bad thing. Meaning you're destroying something. The very word that comes closer to the word destroying is debilitating. Not a destruction. Destruction is a noun. Crisis, gender crisis is a noun. You need an adjective. It's debilitating gender crisis. The last one, collocation. From this to severe. Easy to severe. Easy, moderate, severe. So it's moderate to severe. Easy is not there. Moderate to severe, collocation. So here we're mixing collocation, we're mixing grammar, and then we're mixing strategies. When we did this, we are still left with the first one. Second gonna be crisis. Third gonna be destruction. Fourth gonna be debilitating. Fifth gonna be moderate. Now what is left for the first one? This is dash. This is disease, not fitting in. This is exuberate. Exuberate, I don't know the meaning. Exuberate means exuberation. You express with great joy. Now you don't know the meaning of exuberate, you don't know the meaning of ironical. It becomes difficult to do it, but still irony is the clue in the first line. So it's this is disease, this is exuberate, this is construction. They're not fitting in, what is left is ironical. Meaning this much calculation has to happen. If you're not ready to allow your mind to do these calculations, then most probably you're going to get 2 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 and not 5 out of 5. Then how do we work on this? Very simple. Start focusing more on reading a novel, books, journals, sports magazine, newspapers, or whatever that lay on your hands. All this actually give you the clarity on what you read. All this help you work on your reading skills. You can read fast, understand. You can guess the meaning of it because you've been reading. You would have come across a lot many words. Even if you don't, from the context, you will get to know what is what. So the idea is very simple in 2025. Yes, the things have changed and you got to adapt to the changes by working hard towards it. Every day, 1 hour of reading activity, 20 minutes of listening to a podcast, and 10 minutes of spelling test. 1.5 hours you give it to improve your skills. The remaining 1.5 hours you practice PTE. Things should still fall in place. Alright guys, with this I'll park the video here. This is Nakul, Nakul. Nakul signing off from SKILLS PTE Academic. Soon we'll be back. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Thanks much.